talk about the natural classification of living organisms. There was a scientist called Linnaeus. He used species as a basic fundamental unit of natural classifying system. He classified the living organisms into different groups, and he called each one of them as species. According to what? According to the similarities of each group. So, species is the basic classification unit for the living organism, and this definition is very important. Species basic classification unit for living organism, which means they used species to classify the living organisms into different groups. So what's meant by species? It's a group of more similar living organisms in shape that can reproduce to give birth of new fertile individuals. What is the meaning of that? For example, cat species or dog species. Dog species, they have the similar characteristics. When they mate together, they can reproduce and produce new fertile individual, okay, which are able to reproduce and keep the existence of the species. So this scientist used the species to classify the living organisms into different groups. According to what? According to the similarities between them. And when they mate together, they can produce a new fertile individual. What is the meaning of the word fertile? Fertile means has the ability to reproduce and give new babies. Are able to reproduce and keep the existence of species. For example, such as what? Cat species, rabbit species, dogs, and human. For example, cat species, they are similar living organism in their shape. When cats mate with each other, they can produce a new fertile individual. So, of course, mating can take place between any couples of cats or any couples of dogs or any couples of rabbits, whatever the difference in their shape and size, and the produced offsprings or the produced babies from the same kind. When two cats are mating together, they produce new fertile cat. When the two dogs are mating together, they produce new fertile dog. When the two rabbits are mating together, they produce a new fertile rabbit. Okay, so those are different species from each other. Each species has a similar living organism. When they mate together, they can produce new fertile individual. It's impossible, of course, for cats to mate with rabbits or rabbits with dogs or dogs with cats because they are different species. They are different from each other. So they will produce a sterile individual. The word sterile means it doesn't have the ability to reproduce.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.